one of the girls explained it, one of the encouragers said, all we did was open the doors and they came rushing in. And they've come in and they've sat down and they've got their coffee and they're chatting with each other. All we had to do was open the doors. And I just thought it was such a beautiful image of what these groups are about. It's opening the door and saying, why don't you come on in? Come on into the kitchen, come on in and be at home here. And when people speak your language, that makes it so much easier to be real.
About a year ago, we were talking about the community at Encourage and just how we thought that we could tell they really needed more than just a blog comment box to connect in. Because it's one thing to read a post and feel like you resonate with the author, but we kind of felt like we needed to give them a place to connect beyond that. Where could they continue those conversations on a deeper level?
How many women did we have apply?
I think we had about 160 women apply to be encouragers.
We felt like that was a little more than we were ready for.
Yes.
So we just took, we sort of did it a first come, first serve and took the first 40 women who had signed up and invited them to think about an area that they felt called to encourage women in.
So Susan Stilla and I started a Facebook page, Empty Nests, Full Lives, to encourage women who have now entered into that new life of being an empty nester and who am I and where's my identity now? I think in general that the women are feeling lonely. When you have children, your friends are the people at the ballpark or at the dance recitals or the homeroom mothers. And when you get to be an empty nesters, you've kind of lost that part of your community. And these women are searching for someone to identify with this phase of their life. What we try to do is we put a question out there for discussion. And as they respond, we get to listen to their heart and we get to make new friends. And it has blessed us as much as it has been a blessing to others.
The thing that I think about these groups that I love the most is that Mary Beth and I are totally different where we are with our lives. I mean, so our group couldn't be so focused. I'm a full-time working mom who has a husband who works full-time. Mary Beth is blessed to be able to stay home with her son. So we really were thinking we could approach it from a lot of different angles.
Yeah,
and,
like we're not prescribing any form of like raising. We're just like all trying to survive.
Exactly.
I found myself being a lot braver.
Gives you confidence.
It does.
They like me online.
Yeah,
Maybe these
maybe
people
they'll like
will
me
like
in real life. Yeah. So I've been returning phone calls and instead of waiting for somebody to ask me to do something, I started asking, and that's a big deal for me. And I feel like it's all this group's fault.
We've been amazed just at the women that God has brought together. And we have a private Facebook group, and one woman will share something that she's going through, and immediately there are 3 or 4 women that have experienced the same thing. And that is the beauty of community. And for ministry wives, you don't really get that right where you are.
Every person that has joined this group, one of the first things they have said is, this is exactly what I've been looking for. You don't know how bad I need this. And a few have had friends that they have brought into the group as well because they know they need this too.
My husband and I have been serving together in ministry for 15 years. But there's still that feeling of being new to ministry, and to have an opportunity to share what God has taught me along the way, and then get feedback from women that have been in ministry for twice as long as I have or are just starting out, and to have those different voices kind of combined together to just encourage one another on the road that we're on has been just really encouraging.
It's just really, we're all in this together, and we're not the only one going through it, and we don't have to do it alone.
But it's not surprising. I think we all have that urge just to be known. Like, I'm out here. That parenting can be so isolating. And I think, Elisa, you're telling me earlier just about that stage of being a mom of a teenager also. You aren't collecting around the playgroups at the playgrounds like you used to.
No.
It looks different now, but we need each other just as much or more than we did before.
It's been exciting to see women in our group that are willing to share prayer requests. I feel like that's been something that, seeing the vulnerability of the women. And for me, I found that my life has been totally changed by this group already, and it makes me teary to think of it.
You're there and you're pouring out, but then while you're in community thinking that you're just there to encourage, then you receive encouragement. And it's not about a one-man show that's just someone that's on stage or someone that's, you know, trying to make a name for themselves. But it's just really we're all in this together. And we're not the only one going through it, and we don't have to do it alone.
I'm just so thankful that I can be there, and that somehow in a place where we're all these broken women together are encouraging each other in a place of understanding, which is huge for me, you know, to be understood. I feel like, and not just for me, but I think most women, you know, really feel like that. And you still want to find that one or two or three people who you're like, wow, I hope somebody will just understand me. I hope somebody will, you know, get my heart.
Even though the things that you were processing were very different, there's something about when you meet someone who has walked through grief, not around it, not underneath it, not avoided it, but someone who has walked through grief that whether it's someone who has been through it and is calling you from up ahead saying, keep going, you can do this, or whether it's someone who's walking alongside of you saying like, I'm there too. You know, I think there's a real beauty in that.
For me, the best part of community is grace, you know, and that you can really be yourself, and that really it's okay, and it's okay to be broken, and it's okay, and you can still love God and have questions, and that's okay, and that's, you know, you're not a bad Christian, a bad woman, a bad wife, a bad mom.
These are real people that are sitting across the screen, and when I'm typing them, I'm looking them in the face. I just feel like I'm, through God's heart, I am writing to them, and I know they're hearing me, and I have to trust that His words will communicate that.
For us, it's been a sense of this call that Christ said He wants this for His daughters. That's how we felt. And so for us, it was kind of on blind faith. We are called to be a body, and He connects us through community, and He's creative in how He connects us, and He is constantly finding new ways to bless His daughters and have them bless one another.